Can you help us here, us Americans, understand the difference between a grime artist and just a rapper? What is the technical difference?
Okay, so the technical difference is grime is its own sound. The instrumental usually dictates it. It's mainly at this one tempo.
It is taking the world by storm. Grime started in East London around 15 years ago and is now more popular than ever.
Skepta.
London for quite some time has been figuring out how to break their scene. The biggest artists in hip hop is championing their sound. Will this continue? Will grime grow?
It took a couple years, but I met Dizzy.
Okay.
So Dizzy was, I'd done music anyway, but Dizzy was like the first person I met who made a type of music, and I was making garage maybe, and when we come together, we form grime like that.
When did the word grime even come into play?
That word started coming around before I'd even put a single out, and it used to annoy me. See, like originally hip hop, the term hip hop was a derogatory term. That's how I saw grime. Basically, the grime kids, we were the kids. Really, we weren't like we'd get turned away from the garage events until it got to a time where the few people that would put on events that played our type of music, which we were producing ourselves and all that, eventually they'd have to give us a room to do our thing, and then we just became the most popping thing.
Garage was Todd Edwards elements, and it was two-step elements, and it was a lot of good producers in there. It was like a guy who was a musician, and he made the beats and stuff, and they'll get a singer in or a bit of vocal and chop it up. So yeah, it had legs, but we didn't fit it. And the MCs in there, they were more hosts, like masters of ceremony. They wasn't really like spraying bars as such.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we tried, but I think where it didn't work, and that's how grime formed, because we wasn't really working in garage because we was like underproduced. They probably listened and thought like, what's that? He was like a Lil Wayne, basically. He was a star then. You know, like Bow Wow was a star then, 5, 6, 7. Dizzy was a star then.
And he was like 16, 17?
Yeah, bro.
I just want to thank God, I want to thank my mum, family, everyone. When the man out of the underground, everyone who supported, record label, shout to G-Money, Semtex, who saw the vision, everyone. Just saw it from the beginning. Remember to support British talent, because it's there. Yes, man, big out the Bowie Free crew, East London crew, London Stand Up, England, UK talent.
Basically, when I met him, he already had it. And I remember like listening and saying to myself, shit, man, I've got to practice because this kid has got it now.
As well as looking up to American rappers, like I love Tupac, I love Jay-Z, I love Bone Thugs and Harmony, I love Project Pat at those times, Snoop. Drum and bass MCs were as much an influence to me, and they sounded like they were from down the road. And garage MCs, UK garage MCs. So that influenced me as much as American hip hop. So I already wanted to sound like where I was from.
Who's that bully for me?
basically, like you would have drill music and trap music. Drill music has like the quick drums, the like, and it has like the 808s and etc. Grime has a tempo of 140 BPM, set usually, goes up to 144.5. It has like very like grungy bass lines without like a lot of melody, and it's got like a really hard hitting sound. So grime MCs, other things that they do usually is like they have radio sets where they rap and they switch instrumentals, and then when the beat changes, they have to catch the drop. They'll mix it in, change the beat, and then boom, I gotta catch the drop again.
Gonna break them down, gonna break them down, blah. All of my girls are bang, they're bang and so are their friends.
And if I catch it perfectly, I get something called a wheel up.
Cypher, but it's almost dance hall in a way.
Yeah, sort of. It's like the one way to win. If you're a grime MC, you get a wheel up. Wah!
Hype, nobody crossed my way. Been coming through, I'm about all
GAT, bring it out. Most of the real bad boys in the south. If you wanna
went to the show, sitting in the front row in a black tracksuit and it's shut.
It's natural for anybody around the world to see another culture that really like lives itself and is itself. You just gravitate towards it and be like, yeah man, I like that.
trust me, man's been putting a good 2 years of work in to make this vision happen, yeah? It's a British thing. You get what I'm saying? It's a London thing. Big up everyone respecting, representing, boy better know forever.
If you're not a grime MC, you can't wake up and become a grime MC. It's things that are just like over time. There's a lot more to it. It's like a sound, culture, style. It's like the way that they dress and speak is very like accepting the whole British thing.
Right now, there's someone telling some youth, you need a shutdown. You need it ain't safe. That there's someone telling the youth that right now, because that is the most successful thing from our sound right this second. I told him I see this coming. I saw it coming. I'm just glad I never give up. Right, no one really talks about those dark moments, bro. But no money's coming in, people's laughing at what? That man they're still doing that grime thing. That grime thing's dead, fam. Cause these are the moments that man needs to talk about right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? No one don't wanna address these. I wanna address these moments.
There's no introduction needed. I'm a genius, and I'm even schooling singers. Next year, Porsches, Beamers, nothing like a caution, I'm serious. I'm far from a short of experience. With arenas to a distorted frequency. It's awesome. Because someone important, but as for unfortunate dreamers, turn 40 and I'm forced to be cleaners. I'm a broom and a brush out, I'm not losing my time.
Yeah, we do grime, and there's different forms of it.
And the clashing form of grime, it definitely 100% stems from Jamaica.
What's the rhythm of? That's the got to go to the one here. The battle. But I'm not to do this. Look, you'll take that block. Big Mac, watch that. Screaming, who's what's stop? Try ahead because I know that you're not. I'm not scared of the evil element ain't in the mafia.
Grime scene ain't gonna let you in, don't care about your invasion link. Can't ever tell a bad boy about tweets. Hold tight your wife, she follows me too. Don't talk about my face, cause how can the lips be hencher than Webster?
It's never about the deepness or anything like that for me. It's always about writing that bar that's gonna stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just rapping it. I don't get lost in all that rap stuff. remember going to like sets with Roll Deep and that, and I only had like 1, 2 16s, but I was in, them guys were heavy in by that time, you get me? But it was good, it gave me the drive to write more, and I wanted to be the best MC in a rave every time, so it just made me go harder.
Well, I made my first song at 15, that was Boys Love Girls. It ended up on Home Sweet Home, my first album. Yeah, from that point on, I started, making music more fluently, and I was on the pirate radio around 16. At that point, there was no real expectation of becoming a professional recording artist. It was just doing something that I love to do. I believe even if I didn't end up an artist that released albums I still would probably mess around with music, I see Lethal B on the TV on Top of the Pops, you know what I mean? And he's just from Leighton, which is up the road, and I see Wiley and Dizzy sign a record deal a couple years before me. So that helps also, just with the confidence that, you know what, this could actually happen.
Wow, you got your first rewind, but the second line sounded like the first line. I ain't got punchlines, I got kick lines. I ain't commercial, but I got hit lines. I spit deep rhymes, but I gotta kill some of my sign for the first rewind. You might see my face in the magazine. I'm in a fur coat and face magazine. Get the spread of the word out for raise that I've been. That they're bringing the purse out to pay for my scene. I couldn't give a I'm breaking the scene, making the scene, and start making the cream.
Well, when we started the game, man, it was all about just having fun and just making tunes, and not even making tunes, just being like, like when you're in the bedroom and you're the man there playing like FIFA and PS4, and man will have decks, man will just start spitting bars, writing bars just casually. Then we got on pirate radio, and then the pirate radio we start building a fan base. Then we'll do like little underground raves, and then people come out to see us perform. So it was just very natural, organic, innit? It wasn't a thing where we said, we want to do music and we want to bustle and travel the world. It was just a natural thing. Like some people play football, us man wrote bars and done little raves in the ends.
We started traveling to like South London and North. Then it was like Leicester and Luton. And then we went to Iron Apple. And from there, we saw like people all up and down the country. There's people from Scotland and people from Nottingham and Manchester, and they was all like singing our lyrics. Like we didn't even know that we was known that far.
Right.
So when I came home from that trip, I was like, nah, this is definitely something. Like we all thought this is something bigger than what we thought it was.
There was a bit of a phase where people wanted to start making like R&B and hip hop and shit. And I just was like, nah, I don't really want to do that. But our producers at the time were like, yeah, man, this garage grime thing, like, no one wants to play or hear it, like, we got to switch it up. So I remember thinking, all right, you know what, like, obviously I'm in the crew, so I need to, like, obviously have input and do what the team want to do. So I said, all right, cool, like, we'll do that. But then I thought I need to start my label and do the grime thing still, like, simultaneously. So I started Lethal Bizzle Records. I remember I just thought, you know what, I've got a few bags in the bank, let me just try and run a label. And the first idea I had was Power, and I was like, you know, I want to do a song and get all the mandem on it, and then boom, let's just see what happens, because at that time, nothing was really going on. So called the mandem, went to the studio, we laid it down, we heard it, and I remember, funny enough, when I played the beat to them, no one was really rating the beat. Everyone was a bit like, rah, like, what's this? And I was kind of to like, yo, trust me, like, it's gonna pop. And then, yeah, like 2 months after it got played, like it was like one of the biggest songs in the country. Then I done the video, and that just took it to the next level. And then it was like deja vu again. Labels are calling, yo, come and see us.
Yeah, it's Leave for the Bizzle Records. Ow, yeah, it's Leave for the Bizzle Records. 2004. Yeah, wow, yeah, I'm Leave for the beat. Pow!
At a first look at grime or UK rap, underground music, at a first look, at a lazy look, it can be dismissed as something that's aggressive or abrasive, but it's not the case. Of course, there's aggression because we're coming from a place that fuels that and channels that, but it's way deeper than that. Like there's layers to it, there's depth to it, there's variety to it, and it can be something to be shared with the world. Like I always feel like there's been this stigma of like grime or UK rap or urban culture is like, do you know what I mean? It's just here, but it's not. It's for the world. It's universal. Like I feel like there's something in our struggle, in our triumphs that is universal and everyone can listen and everyone can get involved.
I need everyone to know, and I'm not just talking about the hood, I ain't just talking about the basics, I'm talking about the whole island of this country needs to understand what is about to happen. You see, anyone from my era of grime need to recognize that if you cannot fathom that this guy is about to take it from a second-rate genre to a first-rate genre, then you need to look at yourself and be ashamed. Seriously, you have to be ashamed.